Okay, now we're going to take a look at Scotty Bauer and her backstroke. And oddly enough, Scotty, you actually have a pretty good stroke in your backstroke. A lot of the things that I will talk to you about, and I think I've talked to you about in the past when you're in Mark's group, deal with a little bit more shoulder roll and a little bit faster turnover rate. But as I'm watching your backstroke, as you're swimming the backstroke, again, you're a little flat. So what I mean by that is you can see here as you're finishing your pull and starting the next pull, your shoulders are kind of on the same line. Slightly lifted on the right side, but pretty much flat. And at this point, this shoulder should be out of the water, so it should be up here higher, and this one down here should be lower. So that's going to be a little more on your side, on your left side, as you're trying to create the pull with your left hand. But other than that, I really like your head position, your body line. It looks really nice. It's just a little late, and you're not rolling just enough. But as I'm watching your hand under the water, see, you're rotated more up as you're entering the water. So there's a slight bend in your elbow right here so that you can enter with your pinky. And at that point, your hip is rolled up, so it's pointed up. And really at this point, we want to be shoulder down here a little bit more, arm very straight as you're entering on your pinky, and this hip's rolled down. So you just got to initiate the rotation a little bit earlier on your right side, on both sides actually. That's going to actually put you on your right side. So right now you're still a little bit on your left as you're finishing the stroke. And the only way you can enter pinky first is by bending the arm a little bit. So we're going to work a little bit more on getting rotated to that other side. So whatever pinky you're entering with, you should already be on that side with your hip and shoulder. And you're just a little bit late to that. Now as you come in with your hand, you do a tremendous job of entering pinky first and clearing the air bubbles off your hand. So you're doing such a good job of getting that hand entry right that when you go to pull, I like this position here. I would like to see the elbow up a little bit coming into the hand so that it's here, and yours is just down a little bit from that. But if you really look at the hand, there's hardly any bubbles on it. That's really good. That's what better backstrokers actually do. They hold on to the water, and there's very little in terms of bubbles coming off their hand, and you're doing a very good job. Hand angle's really good. You're pushing yourself forward through the sweep of the pull. Sweep's a little high, and the finish is a little low. I'd like to see that a little straighter. So as you're finishing here, that shoulder's going to be up a little bit more, but the hand's going to be up a little higher, closer to the hip. This isn't bad. It just could be here a little bit more, closer to the surface of the water, and this shoulder could just be a little higher, and that would get you on your side a little bit more for the other side. But other than that, that was a very clean pull. You're pushing the water all the way. If we can get a little quicker stroke rate, turnover in terms of your backstroke, it's going to really help you go fast. But you're pulling good water. Your hands are in a good position to push you forward, and you're doing a nice job with your head and body position. Your line's really good. So there's a lot of things I really like. I'd just like to see you speed it up and kind of build your endurance to that. Kick-wise, doing a nice job. Pretty tight kick. Doing a good job of straightening the knee on the upbeat of the kick. So as you're finishing your kick, you're doing a good job of keeping that knee under the surface of the water and keeping that leg straight. What I look for a lot of times is people bending that knee still and getting it out of the water, and you're not doing that. So that's very nice in terms of your backstroke kick. Again, I'm really surprised at your stroke. It's a little bit more of a knee bend on the right side, but your stroke is really nice. Again, if we can just get the shoulder roll a little bit better time, I think it's going to help you create a little more power with your pull. But your catch is clean and your stroke is clean. Now we're going to just let it let your stroke play, go through the turn. I'll talk to you about your turn in a little bit. But I wanted to get a look at the other side of your body as you're swimming your backstroke. And again, you can just see as you're trying to enter the water, you're still on your right side. We need to be rotated to our left. And what that does is you can see the angle of your arm. And again, it's the same as on the other side. We want to be turned down so our arm is straight. And you can see where yours is just bending at the elbow. So you can get in pinky first. But if we rotate on that side, this arm will be straight. That hand will be a little deeper. And you'll be in a better position to catch the water and pull the water with power. Your hip and shoulder is just still up a little bit, and we just need to be a little earlier. You're a little deeper with this arm, which is good on that shoulder roll. Hand is angled a little bit down, so on the right side, I like the hand angle. It was, as you can see here, your hand's angled this way, which is pushing the water slightly down. We just want it turned a little bit more this way, so we're pulling our body this way a little bit more with our power. But again, just a slight issue, something that's easy to improve. And as you push through, no bubbles on the hand, which is perfect. Finish a little bit deeper on this side. Still would like that finish of the stroke to not be here away from the body, but to be here closer to your hip, where it's faster to get out of the water. That's going to help with that turnover rate that we're talking about, because if you finish deep and away from your body with your hands, it's hard to get the hand out of the water quickly. And I think that's causing a lot of the issues with your shoulder roll being a little late. So we'll talk about that and try to clean that up. If you can get that shoulder turn to happen earlier and finish that stroke a little closer to the hip, I think your backstroke is going to be very good, and your turnover rate will pick up, and you'll get more out of the backstroke. But from what I see, this is not, even though I think you would consider this your weak stroke, it's not a weak stroke. There's a lot of good things happening and a lot of things that we can improve upon to make it even more effective, and it'll help your IMs tremendously.